Recently, I started rewatching all the MCU movies from the beginning. So the other day, I watched The Incredible Hulk, which is of course the movie that introduces General Thunderbolt Ross to the MCU. And seeing this character in this movie, especially knowing that later on we see him return in Captain America Civil War, and we know he's going to be in future projects for the MCU, it got me thinking about his future as the Red Hulk, because for those of you that don't already know, in the comics, General Thunderbolt Ross does become the Red Hulk, and this is just such a cool thing that would be awesome to see in live action. So inevitably it is going to happen at some point, but when and how is it going to happen? Well, there have been rumors that possibly in She-Hulk he could turn into Red Hulk, because like I said, we know he's going to be having a big role in the future. We know he's going to be in Black Widow and most likely in She-Hulk, so why not turn him into Red Hulk? I mean, I think this is the perfect time. We also know he's going to be involved with the Thunderbolts as well, but then we also have to think about the part of how. How is he going to turn into the Red Hulk? Well, I just came up with this theory that I think is pretty interesting, which really ties things together with a nice little neat bow on how General Ross can become the Red Hulk. Because we've seen in his journey throughout the MCU, especially in The Incredible Hulk, that he is obsessed with the super soldier serum. That's why he had Bruce Banner working on these experiments to try and recreate the super soldier serum, and obviously it didn't work out and it ended up backfiring and turning Bruce into the Hulk. So we know he's obsessed with this and he's still trying to perfect that, and now since then he's also become obsessed with the Hulk. So maybe now he is going to try and recreate what changed Bruce Banner into the Hulk. But something's got to go wrong, because if he just did the same exact thing, then he would just turn into a regular old Green Hulk. So what makes him the Red Hulk? Well, in the comics, the Red Hulk has a very specific power set that is different from the regular Green Incredible Hulk, because the Red Hulk can, I guess you could say, harness fire and flames. It's kind of hard to explain, but when he gets really angry, he can shoot fire out of his eyes, and he can basically harness this really hot energy. So then that brought me back to another movie in the MCU, which this is why I was saying everything ties up real neat. And that is Iron Man 3, where we saw Aldrich Killian, the Mandarin, or whatever you want to call him in that movie, the main villain. His whole thing in that movie is that he has created this thing called Extremis, which deals with this heat fire thing. Again, it's hard to explain, but heating up people and fire people. That's basically the whole point of Extremis. Well, it wasn't the point of it, but it was definitely a nice added bonus there. So what if General Thunderbolt Ross somehow uncovers Extremis, which most likely has been discontinued at this point, but now that Tony Stark is gone, since Ross is the Secretary of State, you'd have to think that maybe he got a hold of some of Stark's files or tech or something like that. So maybe he uncovered the Extremis project, thought it was interesting, opened it back up, and then for some reason maybe he accidentally or even on purpose combines whatever turned Bruce Banner into the Hulk, a artificial super soldier serum, and the Extremis project or serum, and that creates the Red Hulk. Because maybe he doesn't have any test subjects, so he's like, alright, I'm going in, I'm one giant leap for mankind, and he tests it on himself, and of course that then turns him into the Red Hulk. Again, just a theory, but I think this would be really cool to see, and again, it would make a lot of sense, and would explain why this Hulk has this new fiery power set that the regular Hulk we know and love does not. So I think it'd be pretty cool if it ended up turning out this way. Again, I don't know if it will, but I think it's a pretty cool idea. So, guys, of course, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Are you excited to see the Red Hulk in the MCU? And do you think the thing that turns Ross into the Red Hulk could possibly have a tie to the Extremis project from Iron Man 3? So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.